Well, it looks like Dave's not going to be here tonight, so we're doing the Advent instead. Well, actually, we were going to do it anyway, but we're doing it in lieu of, and hopefully Dave will feel better tomorrow, and we'll be able to do it then. Because the beer that we're doing for the regular show is quite good and tasty. I've had several of them already. But anyway, tonight's beer is what is this? This is the Advent calendar.
Yeah, it is. Day 18. It's a good day.
Day 18.
So what is the beer?
The beer tonight is a beer called the Tubester Bruit IPA. Rocking
is that
in.
How you say it? Is that Brut? How you say it? Brut?
That's how I say it.
Is it like Scottish?
I say it because it's sexy. This beer is rocking in at 7.0% of alcohol by volume. Do you want to read the can?
Sure. Like overflowing champagne, the Tubester is the master of the hill and celebrates victory with style after tubing down the snow-covered hillside with effortless joy.
Whew, is it hot in here? So anyway, yeah, this is a Brut beer, which is a beer that looks like this when you pour it into a glass.
Right. So now I have to admit something.
Mm-hmm.
I have I've been seeing this Brut IPA thing out for about a year now, and I've yet to try a Brut IPA. So I have nothing to compare this with, but I'm excited to actually get to try one here. First thing I want to point out is the clarity on this beer. I mean, look at how clear it is. Like, I can see the scratches on the glassware all the way on the other side. It almost has this lensing effect. It's remarkable, actually.
Well, I gotta say that mine is not doing any of that. It's my glassware is far superior, I guess. I can't see any scratches, but essentially, yeah, though the clarity is amazing. And as I was just waving my nose face over the glass, I was noticing that there is a bit of an aromatic thing going on where the hops are just punching you through your nose and out the back of your brain, which could be a little pungent for people. I think they might be turned off by that. I recommend you not be turned off by it because the beer is quite delicious.
One thing that's regrettable is that there isn't an IBU rating on the can.
You know, I gotta say it's really hit and miss. They don't even have the ingredients on here, like on the can at all. So can't say that I know anything about what is going on in that respect, but I will tell you that the beer, this style of beer, is influenced by those that make bubbly wines in the Champagne area of France, and they use methods to really give you an excessive amount of bubbles and stuff like that. So totally recommended. I think it's something that you could definitely check out and enjoy. Just beware, it's dangerously good.
It is good.
It does not taste like a 7% beer, because sometimes that alcohol just kind of, goes over the edge a little bit.
So, I mean, with this beer, like I'm getting I can't put my finger on it, but I'm getting the bitterness that I would expect from an IPA, but not the flavor profile. The flavor is kind of malty. I doubt it's malt that I'm tasting, but that's what it tastes like.
I would agree, because I have to say, I don't know, what is this? What is in here? Like, there's something in here that's really IPA. You think it's the IPA? Okay, the Peanut Gallery has stated that it's because it's an IPA.
So if there's any viewers out there that are watching this and you guys are more experienced with Brut IPAs than we are, maybe comment for us. So give us a bit of an education. If Locke was here, he would know everything about Brut IPAs and he'd be schooling us right now, but he's not here. So we're going to leave it up to you guys.
That is very true, because other than it being tasty and knowing a little bit about what Bruts are, I gotta say I'm enjoying it incredibly much. And so there you go. And I'm kind of sad today that we're not doing the regular show because Dave is not feeling well today. So we're gonna do the regular show, which normally happens tonight to hopefully tomorrow. And if not, we'll do it Friday. We'll do it live. Oh wait, we are.
So if you're going to give this thing a score, I know it's difficult to do given that we don't have anything to compare it with, but what would you give it?
I am going to give this effort an 8. I really like the hop profile. I don't necessarily. I'm getting a little bit too much on the bitter side, but there are people out there that love bitters. Now, here's the other thing too. Because this is using a yeast, I suspect, I don't know for certain, but definitely there's definitely a yeast going on that is meant for wines and that kind of stuff. So I suspect there's definitely a more resilient yeast. I just don't know which it is, which really sucks because I really wish that they would give out sort of the ingredients and give you an idea of sort of what it took to make each beer. But really, more or less, I mean, even all the other places that we're looking at to see what other people are saying about the same beers that we tried, unfortunately, is kind of vague, like us all the time. But the reality is that these beers, I think, although the other day somebody did comment on our show that the beers that are in the advent calendars are the dregs. It's stuff that didn't work throughout the year that they kept around so they could bottle it for the end of the year. So I hope that's not true, but
you know what? It's reasonable. I mean, let's look at it. There's 5 lagers in this pack. So basically what they've done is they've made like a huge batch of lager, added some adjuncts to certain, they've divided it up, added adjuncts to it, and then canned them. I mean,
and then said, they'll still pay for the dregs that we've got up here. But anyway,
the last 3 beers, including this one, have been quite good. If this last week, if all the beers are this quality, then it'll have redeemed itself. I'm by the way, I'm going to give this one a 7. Because I mean, as far as IPAs go, I've had better. Although I've never
as
had
an IPA, it's not astounding, I guess, when it comes to IPAs in general. It does. I mean, but again, it's I'm getting a little bit too much on the bitter side. So you're saying, sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say that this pack has been to this point kind of underwhelming, and I think it's kind of like what I would like to see next year. I would like to see Parallel 49 and Central City get back together and start doing this stuff together again, because I think 24 unique beers is too much for one company, and I think what they need to do, if they're making 12 a piece, it's much higher quality, and I think it's better that way.
No, I totally agree. I think that it is totally worth experimenting all year long with the companies doing it. But yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming for us. Although the ones that make the packs around where we are tend to be larger breweries, so I don't know. Anyway, on that note, don't forget to tell people about the show, do the whole sharing thing, make sure you're clicking the old buttons and you're doing all the subscribing and the following and all that kind of fun stuff, because we are, of course, on Twitter and Facebook and all those fancy places. But so come on back tomorrow, day 19.
I think we're on MySpace too.
God, I hope not. He says, going to MySpace and looking. But yeah, so MySpace, that just dated our age, man. So, as always, Alan, take us out.
Okay. I'll ping you later on ICQ.